I am on, Brandon. Let me just start off with kind of walk me through how did this happen?
Do you want me to look at you or the camera?
You gotta look at me.
Okay. I was out in East Lansing for Welcome Week partying, and I went to who is now my ex-girlfriend's house to go see her, and her friend told me that she could bring me to where she was. Her friend brought me to a house full of hockey players, and I tried talking to I pulled her to the side and tried talking to her, and they perceived that as me being aggressive with her, and they beat me near to death. The events of the night are really hard to recall and are really hard to just even talk about. I stumbled 5 houses down where I started to bleed out because I have all these staples in the back of my head, and thank God for her, because I think I might have died, and that's one of the scariest feelings in the world. It's one thing to have an argument and get in a fight with one guy, but it's an entire other thing when an entire hockey team is attacking you.
Right. So I was going to ask you, do you have a recollection how many guys there were, and do you know who they were? You could see them?
I know a few specifics of them. Do you not know their names? Okay.
Okay. You don't want to say who they are at this point?
The detective had advised me not to say who they are, but they're all major starting hockey players.
Okay. And they're how many?
12 to 15.
And they were all on you. Oops, they were all on you at one time.
At one point, yes.
Okay. All right. And you're on the team?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. They just happen to be in the area. Let me ask you this. You've talked to the police. Do you think they're doing the job? Do you think they're going to investigate this? Or are you concerned that, as I said to your mom, we might see a Jerry Sandusky cover-up because you're talking about big athletes?
That's what I'm worried about. I'm terrified. I don't want these men to get away with what they did. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the hospital, but they're terrible. They left me for dead. And we've called the university, we've called the police, and basically what the East Lansing police told us is that Michigan State University is trying to cover this up. The Michigan State Police are covering this up from the East Lansing Police. They're not cooperating with them whatsoever. And this is the upsetting part about this, is that I have to go to school here, and I'm terrified.
Are you planning to go back at this time? Are you thinking of not returning? I mean, when do your classes start?
My classes started Wednesday.
Okay. So you're staying away for now?
I'm home until probably Tuesday. I told my counselor, and my counselor was completely fine with that. She understands, and she is allowing me to start on Tuesday, but I need to make sure I'm ready and I feel safe.
Now, the police talked to you in the hospital? They took a statement from you there?
No, they didn't.
They did. When did they take your statement? Just today over the phone, or when?
They, what?
The next morning we went to
The next morning they took my statement, and they took all the pictures of all my bruising.
Right.
You can tell right here where they stabbed me.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
With a pen or get out of here. Scissors is what Olin had presumed it was probably. They gave me a tetanus shot because I had been stabbed with something right there. It's a puncture wound.
Okay.
And then, if you want to see my head, there's also another puncture wound. Right here. Can you see that?
Yes. Hold, bend over just again 1 more second, please.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's good right there.
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, your face, your eyes.
Yes. My lip was torn off. They had to sew it back on. I have multiple stitches, a bunch of stitches underneath my lip. I can't really pull it up or else it'll mess it up. I'm sorry.
So nobody's been arrested at this point.
Not one person has been arrested. No, sir.
And there were how many witnesses, would you say?
There was about 12, but I was the only one there that wasn't a hockey player, and they're protecting themselves.
This could turn out to be a major scandal with a major university hockey team.
It is. This is a major scandal.
Okay. So what did the police tell you then at this point? Where did it go from here?
They told me specifically not to talk to you guys. They said that the media should not be informed and that this should be closed book.
But you're coming forward with your story because you want...
I don't want this to happen to somebody else. My little brother wants to go to Michigan State. He's a senior in high school right now. I don't want people to suffer through what I had to suffer through.
I mean, this is a major felony assault case, hands down, and just seems to me like, yeah, there should have been an arrest by, because this happened when?
Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, and this is
3
Friday.
days later.
Yes.
And they haven't asked you to come in and identify anybody or
Not
look
once.
at a lineup, look
I
at photos?
I told them the house. I've told them names. I'm sorry, but my lawyer doesn't want me to release names, but I've told them the exact house they all live in, the names. I've told them everything, and nothing.
Okay.
They said that only by talking to people like you, by talking to the media, that I am ruining the investigation, and that nothing is going to come out of it.
What would be your message, my last question for you, and then I'll move to your mouth. What would be your message to the university and anybody who's calling the shots here?
It's about the students. It's about the education. It's not about the athletes. We found that out with Penn State. This can't keep going on.
Okay. So, Mom, the obvious first question is, what do you make of all this and what's going on with your son?
Well, I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated what happened to him. And I just want to make sure that the people that did this to him are prosecuted to the fullest extent. I went to Michigan State. I was so happy to have him go to Michigan State. Now I'm petrified for his safety there. I don't know if he should go back. I don't know what to think about this. And that, people, 12 people, 15 people on one person would do this to somebody and people would stand by and let it happen is unbelievable to me.
And the police, what they've done so far, what kind of answers are you getting?
We're not getting any answers. They say they're investigating. They say they're out in the field. They say they're out questioning. No arrests have been made. Brandon has identified, a few of the perpetrators for sure. A few of them he's not sure about. He knows that majority of them are all on the hockey team. And I don't know if they're following through on what they say. And as Brandon said, the East Lansing police mentioned that the Michigan State police was being uncooperative, was their words. So I've called Michigan State, I've called the police, I've left messages. Like I said, as a parent, as an alumni, as a citizen of Michigan, I'm just horrified.
And you have not heard from anybody from the university calling you, consoling you, giving you...
Nothing. Nothing at all.
What do you fear might be going on here, as we talked earlier, related to what we saw in Penn State?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's a cover-up going on. I just really don't know. But I just do not think that athletes should get away with anything that regular people cannot get away with. Just because you're a student athlete doesn't put you above the law.
And do you think by going public, by doing these interviews with the media, because I believe yesterday you guys were going to, and then your attorney told you not to?
Right, and our attorney still has advised us not to be honest with you, but
Okay.
I just am fearful that nothing's going to be done if we don't put this into the spotlight.
Yep. Yep. And I asked him, I'll ask you, I'll give you the opportunity. What would be your message to the university as an alum? I mean, you're a state.
Well, I'm a state person, exactly. Yeah. Stand up, prosecute these people, and have justice be done. Have this campus safe for kids. I mean, I'm afraid to have him go back. I don't know if there'll be retaliation from these boys. I don't know what's going to happen.
Very good. Anything else you want to add? I think that covered it for me.
Last night, someone dropped the pen, and my dad had to run down. My uncle ran downstairs with a baseball bat. That's how afraid we are. Right
Yeah,
now.
we're petrified.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they might actually come here and do something?
I don't know what's
I don't
going on.
know.
We don't know.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Imagine being in a room and suddenly everyone attacking you all at once.
Yeah.
They dragged me through my feet, obviously, and they kicked me in my ribs as they were dragging me. And you can't really see so much the marks on the ribs, but there's like bruises on my butt and stuff too from that. Do you want to see that?
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
But then there's the arms, puncture wounds. There's that one in particular. They had to pull something metal out of there. And then the staples. And I'm sorry, it's just hard to separate. Staples.
Yep, hold that right there. That's good. There, how many? I count 5, right?
5 staples.
And how long do those have to stay in?
10 more days.
Okay.
And then 6 stitches. I can't lift it up though.
Right.
But you can see how my lip was cut off like this because they had kicked me in the face.
Repeatedly, his face was swollen. It's come
Yeah.
down.
I've been icing it every day for like 6 hours. I want to go back to school and I don't want to look like a monster. So.
Okay. And how do you feel today? When we first started talking, you said you're going through anxiety and...
Yeah, I've been hospitalized 4 times for severe anxiety, and this situation absolutely does not help. I was on the verge of a breakdown, and that's why my mom came and picked me up and took me home. And that's why I'm here this weekend instead of up at state, because there's no way I could be there. What happens with these anxiety breakdowns is I lock myself in a room and I turn all my electronics off and I don't eat for days. And thank God I have such a supportive family, like my aunts and my mom and my brother. And, you know, my little cousins are here and my uncle. And
Yeah, you got family support. Now, how far along were you at state?
I am going to be a junior.
Okay. And your major is?
My major is advertising.
Okay. Okay, great.